Welcome to Pragmatic. In this session, we will see the tender management. So first thing, we need to manage all the masters. For example, in the configuration, there is a department. In the department, I added the sales department. Like this, you need to create a multiple departments here. The questionnaire, this is the inquiry questions. So you need to add many questions here, and I add the sample for 2 questions. The job type, for example, we are able to create the job types here. I put it as the sales executive. Like this I add, so you are able to create the multiple job types from here. So these are all the masters, and other than that, so we need to check the contractors. I created the multiple contractors here. First we need to, based on the inquiry, we need to create a contractors here. And what's the next set of action? So we need to go to tender main menu. First we need to create a tender. So I create a new tender. So the building construction, phase 4. So this is our tender name. So the department, we are at the sales, and the total budget. So the total budget, I added 10 lakhs for this thing. Like that, you are able to add the earnest money deposit, performance security deposit, liquidated damage, and you are able to add all the fields here. So I just add the location. So I add the location. Here I add the state. So the city, I add the city name. Who is the responsible for this? I add the administrator for this. And bid from, so the bid date. So bid date from and to. So for example, I added on 13th up to 13th. I save the record. And so the same thing in the documents, you are able to attach the tender document here. And like that, the pre-bid meeting details, you are able to add the pre-bid details here. Meeting date, minutes of meeting, we are able to add it here. And so the tender questions, we need to add the tender questions here. For this tender, what are all the questions we are need to add? So like that, we need to add the tender questions here. So I add the tender questions and save the record. Once I save the record, the new tender name will, tender ID is generated. This is the our reference number, NIT 0007. So what's in next? We need to submit this tender. Once you submit the tender, it will be reflected in the tender board or advertisement. It will be reflected. Based on this tender, many inquiries will come. Okay. So these inquiries we will create here. So I create a new inquiry. The tender name, we know this is the tender name, and after selecting the tender, the questions will automatically come here when the tender is submitted. So for example, the inquiry is came on 11th. So I just add this. Who is the contractor? I just add the contractor is Sivakumar. So and job type, just he is the executive of the particular company. So I just create the inquiry. Once I save, the inquiry number is generated. Now there are 2 inquiries are came, for example. Okay, the another inquiry, the same tender, submission date on same date. Who is the contractor? It's a Surya Kumar. First Sivakumar is a Surya Kumar. He is also the sales executive. I add the details and save the record. So there are 2 inquiries are created. These 2 inquiries, if you go to tender, this is the tender NIT 0007. If you go to here, the inquiries you are able to see. So particular tender, these inquiries are came. So we are identified these inquiries are come for this tender. Next, we need to inquiry the particular persons. So each and every guy, the tender management team interview those persons. So if I go to inquiry, the particular inquiry, I check. So based on the interview, how many years of experience in the field. So we are scored based on that. We put it as a score is full 10. How many assets you have? Based on the inquiry, we are putting the score as 8. So I save the record. Now out of 20, the total score is 18 by the Sivakumar. And the next inquiry, we need to check here. So how many years of experience? Based on this 8 and the asset is 8. So save the record. So we have two inquiries. This inquiry is 16. So we need to go back to the tender menu. If I click this tender menu, so in the inquiries, first inquiry score is 18, second inquiry score is 16. So we directly go to the Sivakumar because he is the total score more than the Surya Kumar. So we just click this and we are able to approve here. So the particular inquiry is approved. Next, the inquiry is approved, so we are planned to give the tender. So before in the tender, we need to get the estimations from this particular contractor. So next, what we need to do, go to estimation. So in the estimation part, who is the which inquiry is approved, that details only came here. For example, so the particular inquiry only came here, Sivakumar, and that Surya Kumar inquiry is not came because it's not approved. So this only came. So who is the reviewer for this estimation? So we need to get the estimation for these materials. So we are added all the details here: cement, bricks, and steel. Like this, we are estimating. So I added up to 9,37,500 and labor. You just add the labor. So labor. So overall, this is the details. So I save the record. So likewise, we are able to manage our tender, inquiry, estimation, and each and every process, it should be recorded into our system. Thank you so much.